2 of my redstone tutorial. So, in part 1 we looked at all of this, and now in part 2 we're going to be looking at the gates. Okay, so the first thing that I have here is just a pulser. It will always go on and off no matter what. You build it, you put 2 blocks down and 1 block away from each other, then 3 pieces of redstone on both like you can stop it just by doing that. And so on those 2 blocks you put torches on each side and redstone on top, and then you connect these 2 torches like this, and then you put one in the middle and you have your pulser, and you can just have your output there. Okay, now I have, this is the old-fashioned repeater. This is what we can use now, but just in case you guys want to know, it's a repeater. It will, redstone can only go 15 blocks, so this is 15 blocks long all the way up to here. And so to extend it, you use a repeater, which is 2 blocks, a torch on top, a piece of redstone, and then a torch on the end. And then you put your input like that. And that output won't be on unless the input's on. Now this does the same thing. This is, I have this wire 15 blocks too, and it does the same thing. Flip the switch, you can see the wire dies out, and if I went one more, if I do this, let me get some redstone, you'll see it dies out here. It's not like blowing or has, so that, and extends it to where you can go another 15 blocks. Now this is called a NOT gate. It's all, most people call it an inverter. So if your input is off, your output is on, and if your input is on, your output is off. This is called an AND gate. Both inputs have to be on for the output to be on. So if I just turn on one, the output isn't on. But if I turn on both, then the output's on. And this is a OR gate. You either one of these inputs can activate the output, or both. Now this is called an XOR gate. I'm not actually too sure. Oh wait, actually I am. When both inputs are the same, like if they're both off, the output will be off. And if they're both on, then the output will be on. The only way you can get the then the output will be off. The only way you can get the output on is by having both inputs opposite, so one off, one on. And see, now the input, but if I turn this off, then the output's off. This is a NOR gate. It's pretty much an OR gate, just inverted. So when both inputs are off, the output is on. When one input is on, the output is off, and when both inputs are on, the output is on. So I could do this one, like, now I could use it with only this one, whatever. Okay, now this is called an RS NOR latch. It's pretty much a memory. So like if you had a button here and flipped it, see how this one stays on? Now the only way to switch it back is to put an input on the other block. Whoop, I don't know what happened there. Now if you want, you can copy this right here. It's a block, diagonally put this space, then another block, then a torch facing at the other one, just not like here facing towards it, but like facing towards the block. Pretend the block, like this line, pretend the block is somewhere in this line, so it's facing the line that the block is on. Same with this one. Okay, now I guess I forgot to put a sign on this one. It's basically a XOR gate, just inverted. So the only way the output is on when both inputs are off, and when an input, and now it only turns off when both inputs are opposite. I don't know if you understand me, but it only turns off when both inputs are opposite. Like now, since they're both the same, the output's on. So it's an XOR gate just inverted. This is what I was saying before. This is a inverter, which is all the way at the beginning, right there. You pretty much just add an inverter to it. Actually, that is what you do. Now, this is called an AND gate. It's like an AND gate, just it's only off when both inputs are on. So basically, this is an AND gate here. But when both inputs are on, the output is off. I mean, the output is on. But on this one, when both inputs are off, the output is on. So it's pretty much the AND gate just inverted, but really the AND gate is inverted. So, okay, now I'm not actually too sure what the NAND gate actually does. I actually never use this because I don't understand it that well. But basically, if you have an opposite in, this one's on, this one's off, this one's on. If they're both off, it kind of saves it. So like, if I do this, then turn this one off, then this one off, it kind of saves that one's on. I'm not sure. Ask somebody else what it's for, or you could just do a little bit more research. Now this is a 5 clock. It basically just turns your output on and off. It's kind of like the pulsar over there. Switch for some stuff. No, it's just far away. Okay, and oh yeah, it pretty much sends the current around. Around. Now, if on one of these corner pieces, here, if you supply power to it, then it will stop it. And you can also take an output from these corner pieces. You can't actually take it from here, or else it won't, unless if this is 2 blocks long. Now, you can make a 5 clock, you can turn into a 7 clock, it can be any odd number. Like there. It can be any odd number. So it would be, you could do, actually you couldn't do a 1 clock. It would have to at least be a 3 clock, then a 5 clock, then a 7 clock, then so on and so on. Okay. Now this, I forgot to put a sound by it too. It's basically a locking system, but neither one of it works unless the lock is turned off. So now, will work, and both will work. You can kind of use it on a door on like a multiplayer world. So this is my last thing. It's another clock, which I have to reset because I exited out of this world. So basically, it goes back and forth like this. And when you supply power into the block, it turns off. It's kind of like a smaller 5 clock. I'm not sure how much it is. I think it's I think it's a 4 o'clock. I'm not sure. You can adjust. It has to be at least. It can't be here. It can't be here. It has to at least be here or here. The repeater. And you change your repeater by right-clicking it. By the way. And that is pretty much it for my Redstone Part 2. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.